Oh man, oh man, oh man. It's about that time. Yes, it is indeed. Welcome aboard to the cave within, everybody. My name is Clifton Pope of Health Fitness Wealth Business Incorporated, and this is the cave within. To all my regular broadcast listeners, welcome back. I got a special treat for y'all. And if this is your first time listening to the Cave Within live broadcast, this is going to be a special treat for you as well because this is your ambient sanctuary for a balanced fusion of poetry, meditation, and stillness and frequency based immersion. And speaking of frequency based immersion, boy, we finna kick off this Monday night, July 27th, 2026 evening in a special way because we've been working our way up to the top within our infinity chakras. And for those who don't know, I do have a poetry book called Infinity Chakras Journey Within. Of course, talking about poetic inspiration and spiritual awakening within all seven chakras, the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plexus chakra, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and the crown chakra. So we're going to dive into that a little bit, but I'll get to that in just a moment. Like always, tonight's broadcast is for unwinding and returning to yourself. This is definitely for the restless souls, the night healers, the deep feelers, the anyone who needs space to breathe, reflect, focus, rest, or reconnect. And that's for all my first time listeners who are wondering what the cave within is truly all about. And by the way, this is also a live digital sanctuary for people who want to unwind at night, study or focus, sleep, pray, meditate, journal, reflect, whatever helps you feel more spiritually and creatively recentered. The cave within is your home to make all of those things happen for all of my first time listeners. And yes, as I was alluding to earlier, one of the reasons why I decided to kind of start the cave within was kind of create a space on kicks.com. That's kicks.com backslash Mr. Did Not Give Up 44 at Mr. Did Not Give Up 44. Be sure to support the sanctuary by hitting the subscribe button. And the reason why I did the cave within, part of it was because I wanted to put together a poetry book dedicated to all the seven chakras that I just mentioned earlier, the root chakra, the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plexus chakra, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and the crown chakra. And if for those who are my regular broadcast listeners, y'all know that I dedicated a broadcast to each of those chakras except one. And that's what tonight's episode is about because we're about to close that out a little bit, but at the same time, bring it back every now and then when it's necessary and when it's time, just as friendly reminders. But for now, we're going to make this crown chakra night. And that's courtesy of my Infinity Chakra poetry book, which you can get on Amazon now in ebook and paperback. And of course, you can get the audiobook on Gumroad. That's Gumroad, gumroad.com. Type in Infinity Chakras or my name, Clifton Pope, and you can get the Infinity Chakras poetry book in audiobook as well. But yes, tonight's theme is literally going to be focused on the crown chakra. And obviously, you've heard me reference the crown chakra, especially within breath work, meditations, and all that. But I want to kind of break down the crown chakra just a little bit more this evening because when I think of the crown chakra, based on, of course, the research and I've done on it and practicing tapping into it through the power of meditation and frequencies and hertz frequencies, that is. The crown chakra is pretty much located and associated with the top of your head. The colors that are associated with it are violet or white light. So that's something you can visualize whenever you're tapping into the crown chakra. And it's centered around thought and awareness, spiritual connection, enlightenment, and a sense of unity of all beings. That's kind of like a brief overview of what the crown chakra is all about. And tonight is not really about forcing an experience like always. It's just about creating room for stillness, reflection, and a deeper connection. And like I mentioned just a moment ago, if this space helps you breathe easier, support it by subscribing kicks.com/. Mr. Did Not Give Up 44 at Mr. Did Not Give Up 44 because your support helps me keep coming back more empowered, uplifted, and inspired than ever to create soundscapes, poetries, meditation guides, all of those things without a doubt. Let's establish our stillness for sure. Let's establish some grounding. Let's tune into the power of our breath before we get to the poetry without a doubt. Let's settle together, shall we, my cave within family? Let's get right into it, baby. So, if it feels comfortable, let's just close our eyes or soften our gaze just for a brief moment. Let's take a slow breath in through your nose for 3 to 5 seconds. And then let's hold our breath for 3 to 5 seconds and slowly exhale through the nose or through the mouth for 3 to 5 seconds. Repeating the process, we'll inhale through the nose, hold our breath for 3 to 5 seconds after the inhale, and exhale slowly through the nose or through the mouth for 3 to 5 seconds. And as we breathe in and as we breathe out, we let go of all stress and tension that we may be feeling from down to the roots of our feet to the crown of our head. Let's just relax ourselves, let go, soften for just a moment. Now, let's just bring a brief moment of attention to the top of your head as you breathe in through your nose again for 3 to 5 seconds, holding your breath for 3 to 5 seconds, and exhaling slowly for 3 to 5 seconds. As you bring attention to the top of your head, I want you to do this. You don't have to imagine anything perfectly, right? I just want you to notice the space above you, right? Notice the air around you. Create like that mindful being present in the moment. Notice the quiet possibility of this moment, as a matter of fact. And as you continue to breathe in through your nose, holding your breath for a few seconds and then exhaling slowly through your nose or mouth, quietly just repeat to yourself, I am here. I am open to stillness. I allow myself to receive peace. As we continue to inhale, as we continue to exhale, reminding ourselves that I am here. I am open to stillness and I allow myself to receive peace. Continue to inhale, continue to exhale, letting go of all the tension and stress that you may be feeling from head to toe. And again, just reminding ourselves as we continue to breathe in, as we continue to breathe out, that I am here. Matter of fact, I can slow down. I am connected to this moment. As we continue to once more just breathe in through the nose and then breathe out through the nose or through the mouth, reminding ourselves just once more that I am here. I can slow down and I am connected to this moment. How are we feeling right now? You can slowly, of course, open your eyes or come out of that softened gaze. Just a brief moment of grounding and stillness in the cave within, as this is your live digital sanctuary for a balanced fusion of poetry, meditation, and stillness. Now that we got the stillness established, how are we feeling? If you're watching this live on Kicks, let me know how you're feeling in the chat, like always. If you're watching live on the or you're watching a replay live on Rumble, on my Rumble channel at CPHFWB44, Let me know how you're feeling in the comments. Team live or team replay, either way, as long as we get the message, however we consume it, wherever you may be, however you may be listening. That's all that I care about. But I just wanted to just remind you again, you don't have to chase every thought, solve every problem, or force your mind to become empty. I can't count how many times I've done that within the course of my life, which is why I've been practicing a little bit more gentle awareness myself, and that's what we're going to be doing tonight. We're going to practice some gentle awareness. As I kind of give you a little bit of a crown chakra reflection, kind of break down what the crown chakra is about a little bit more. The crown chakra, at least for me, is often described as a gateway to higher awareness based on what I've read about it, studied about it, meditated on the actual hertz frequency to the crown chakra, which is 963. Again, the hertz frequency, if you're interested in meditating to the crown chakra, the hertz frequency is 963. You could put that in on YouTube, HC frequency. It will literally come up. I promise you on that. But again, for tonight, we're going to understand that as the space where we move beyond constant reaction, we're going to transition out of that state. And we're going to begin to reflect on more meaning and connection, purpose, gratitude, sprinkle in a little bit of surrender, and of course, the most important thing, the larger reality beyond our immediate stress. I will say this is what I've been noticing is when I think of the crown chakra. When we feel spiritually connected, life can feel less isolated because we're more connected to community in that sense of unity in the community, right? When we feel disconnected, even ordinary noise can feel overwhelming. It just depends on the scenario and situation and you're in and the perspective on how you look at it. So again, tonight we're not trying to escape life. We're just creating a pause for now to where we can return to life with more clarity. Clarity of our inner knowing, clarity of every situation and scenario that we're involved in, and clarity of everything that goes on around us, just so we could see things more clearly for what it is and what it isn't. Real quick, let's take another inhale through our nose for 3 to 5 seconds. Hold in our breath for 3 to 5 seconds, and then we'll exhale slowly for 3 to 5 seconds and allow ourselves to be present without needing, excuse me, to perform. Let's just be present without needing to perform at the moment. This would be a good time to bring in some poetry about now, shall we? As we go right into our first poetry piece for the evening. Man, this is going to be a special one because we're going above the noise with this one. First poetry piece, above the noise. Above the noise. Above the noise, there is a silence that does not demand an explanation, a quiet place where the mind does not have to defend itself against every possibility, a place where the soul can look up without needing to run away. And for one moment, one sacred pause, you remember you are more than the pressure you have been carrying, more than the fear that interrupted your sleep, more than the question that has not been answered yet. There is still a sky above the storm. There is still a light beyond the noise. There is still a part of you that knows how to return above the noise, y'all. Above the noise. I want to kind of let that settle wherever you need to go. As long as we're going above the noise, we'll have control over the noise. Can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong with that. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and run that back one more time, like always, because you know how we do in the cave within every poetry piece. We always got to run it back at least 2 times, just so in case certain lines went over the head the first time, you can hear it again the second time, and you can be like, "Oh, okay, I get it. It makes more sense." So there's a method. There's the method beyond the madness. The calm, cool, collected madness here in the cave within. As we run back the first poetry piece one more time, and it's called Above the Noise. Above the noise, there is a silence that does not demand an explanation, a quiet place where the mind does not have to defend itself against every possibility, a place where the soul can look up without needing to run away. And for one moment, one sacred pause, one breath, you remember you are more than the pressure you have been carrying, more than the fear you that interrupted your sleep, more than the question that has not been answered yet. There is still a sky above the storm. There is still a light beyond the noise. And there is still a part of you that knows how to return above the noise. Above the noise, y'all. Above the noise. And this is kind of how I feel about it. Sometimes spiritual connection does not arrive as something dramatic. I don't know if it's just me, but that's kind of what I've been noticing a lot lately, just when it comes to awakening your spiritual potential and enhancing your spiritual awareness and staying connected to that source energy, that most high God state of energy. Sometimes spiritual connection does not arrive as something dramatic. It's lately for me, it's been feeling like a deeper breath, tuning into my breathing a little bit more, experiencing more moments of gratitude, a renewed sense of purpose, and the realization, honestly, that I'm not alone, and neither are you. Tonight, we make room for those quieter forms of awareness. That's what we're doing, dedicating this broadcast of The Cave Within, as it's now July 27th, 28th, range 2026, as it's a little bit past midnight, of course, here in The Cave Within, without a doubt. We have to get it done. We gotta get it done because I want to kick off the final Monday of July on a very special note. That's what it's all about, baby. As we keep things rolling in the cave within, we're going into our second poem for tonight. As you know, I always like to do two poetry pieces every broadcast for sure, sometimes three every now and then. But here is the second poetry piece I have for y'all this evening, and it is called Unity. We are separate in the ways the body can see, different names, stories, wounds, and different roads to where we call home. But beneath the surface, there is breath, there is longing, grief, hope, the ancient desire to be understood and held by something greater than ourselves. Maybe unity does not mean we become identical. Maybe unity means we learn to recognize the sacred thread moving through the difference. A light in you, a light in me, a light that does not become smaller when another person shines. Unity, baby. And that is what this world needs a whole lot more of. Unity, unity, unity. There's a reason why I say unity in the community. And I don't care if people call this corny for me saying it, but we've heard this many, many a times, but there's so much more truth to it. And it's going to make so much more sense as time goes on. And it's going to mean something at the right moment in times going forward in the future. United we stand, divided we fall. United we stand, divided we fall. And I don't care if y'all think that's corny. That statement is going to mean something a whole lot more. And it's going to hit in so many deeper layers as time goes on. And trust me, if you know, you know. And if you open your eyes and realize the real lies that are going on, trust me, that statement that I just made is going to mean something. It really, really is. But I want to run back the second poem one more time before we go into our crown chakra meditation, as that's going to be special. We'll do the second poem one more time called Unity, baby. We are separate in the ways the body can see, different names, stories, wounds, and different roads home. But beneath the surface, there is breath, longing, grief, hope, and the ancient desire to be understood and held by something greater than ourselves. Maybe unity does not mean we become identical. Maybe unity means we learn to recognize the sacred thread moving through differences. A light in you, a light in me, a light that does not become smaller when another person shines. Unity, baby. Unity, baby. I want you to just take a moment real quick to reflect on that connection. Not an agreement with everyone, not sameness, connection. Just take a moment to reflect on that. Let it sink in a little bit. At the moment, we are going to move into our meditation for the night. We're going to do a special meditation dedicated to the crown chakra since it is a crown chakra themed night for the cave within. Let's do this. Before we dive into it, I want you to just, if you're sitting down right now, sit down comfortably, releasing all tension and stress from your head down to your feet. Same goes if you're laying down. Do the same exact thing as preparing for sleep. I want you to place your feet wherever they feel supported. I want you to close your eyes and your gaze as you release all tension and stress from the roots of your feet back up to the crown of your head as we come into our crown chakra within this guided crown chakra meditation. Frequency pure tone. And we inhale through our nose for seconds, in our breath for 3 to 5 seconds. Exhale it slowly for 3 seconds with your mouth, whichever is more comfortable and suitable. Repeating that process, inhaling, holding the breath, exhaling. Let the power source that we come back to, just in case our mind wanders off. And as we release ourselves from our, our emotions, go, with the awareness and the stillness within us and all around us, becoming the observer and the watcher. You to imagine a violet or white above the front of your head as you continue to inhale, continue to exhale. I want you to not force the image, symbolic. Imagine that light representing peace, your awareness, your connection, your surrendering. As you inhale, imagine receiving the clarity that you so deserve. And as you exhale, release all the mental noise that goes on from within. As you inhale yourself, I receive stillness. You exhale, tell yourself, I release what I cannot carry. As we are now into the ambient portion of the broadcast, let's talk me, more space and stillness. This section is available for anyone who wants to pray, meditate, journal, study, reflect, or simply just be in the moment as we're tuned to the sounds of the body, heard enough to rest. You're into the peace and you are being in the present moment. And again, if your mind wanders gently into you are now officially tuned into the crown chakra meditation. We'll let you be right back here in the cave within. Your guide, Clifton Pope. Alright, alright, welcome back to Cave In. As we are now in our immersion frequency block, our meditation dedicated to the crown chakra without a doubt. Your mind has been wandering through the process of meditation. Gently return to your breath. If if you feel emotional right now, allow yourself the no judgment. Peace is arriving from you as at the moment. Simply just let it. And as we continue to inhale through our nose and continue to exhale through nose or mouth, within each inhale, remind yourself, receive peace. And within each exhale, remind ourselves, release the noise. As we begin the process, slowly but surely, coming back to ourselves from within, slowly getting ourselves matched to our, excuse me, to our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, our ego, after the night escape, establishing the calm, cool collectiveness within in ourselves, the source energy, charging our doing the battery that awakens our spiritual potential every single time here in the cave within. We will wind down with our final three inhales, and we shall also wind down with our final three exhales. And again, in this first inhale, as we inhale through the nose for 3 to 5 seconds, as you hold your breath, remind yourself, I receive stillness. Exhale, remind yourself, release what I cannot carry tonight. On the second to final inhale, once again, inhale through the nose for 5 seconds. And as you hold your breath, remind yourself, receive peace. And as you exhale once more through the nose or through the mouth, remind yourself, I release noise. Let's make this our final biggest inhale and our final biggest exhale within our meditation practice, like we always do here within the cave within. Let's go ahead and inhale through the nose for 3 to 5 seconds. Just one more time, right? And then holding our breath for 3 to 5 seconds. And as we inhale, reminding ourselves that I am connected. And as we exhale one final time, just remind ourselves, I am present. I just want us to remain quietly for here for a few moments. Notice how we're feeling. From our feet to the crown of our head. Feel a nice, warm, tingling sensation. Have no fear. All it is simply just that chi energy flowing within you, which is simply your oxygen that is coming from the breath work we've been doing, and your blood is flowing. All which is a sign of your lives being fully active and should be. As we begin to return to ourselves, slowly open your eyes or come out of the softened gaze that you and check in with yourself briefly just for a moment. How are you feeling right now? For those who are watching live on Kicks, how are you feeling if you're watching the replay on Rumble? Just whatever's true is always welcome in the cave within, like always. I got a question I want you to consider as we come out of this crown chakra guided meditation. What do I need to release so I can enter the next moment with more peace? Very great question. A question that all of us will eventually have to answer at some. What do I need to release so I can enter peace? What do I need to release so I can enter the next moment with more peace? Very good question. If it really, really is. You don't have to answer this publicly right now. Get in your journal. You can pray on it. You can meditate on it. Simply acknowledge it within yourself. Whatever's more suitable, without a doubt. Before I forget, if you're ready to move beyond inspiration and build some practical change, if you don't know by now, I am an ISA certified personal trainer and exercise transformation specialist. So I do have my HFWB Holistic Fitness and Exercise Transformation Program, which is available to help you strengthen your body, mind, spirit, energy, and your daily rhythm, whether it's in person or whether it's virtually. Programs can support you with mindful movement, exercise transformation, breath work, stress reset practices, sustainable routines, and a more grounded approach to your overall health. Wouldn't you mind having that as at your disposal? More information about it, you can call me or text me to my personal phone number, 361-765-4760. And you can also email me personally at cpope, CPOP, at gmail.com. That's cpope.cp at gmail.com. It's one way. And then, of course, you call me or email me, text me, whichever you prefer. We'll set up a free consultation. That way, we can put together a customizable plan to help you establish a healthy lifestyle with a holistic approach, whether it's through the holistic fitness program or the exercise transformation program, where we really unlock the hidden potential of your mind and spirit's full potential. And also, just a friendly reminder, you can always stay connected on the HFWB podcast series, which is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, and on Rumble. I just put out episode 337 of the HFWB podcast series with a good friend of mine, Miss Johanna Ray Dubose. She's a yoga instructor, shamanic Reiki master, wellness coach. She's a multitude of things. And most importantly, she's a sobriety supporter. So we had a really great conversation on how she uses sobriety as her superpower, all of these things. Check out episode 337 of the HFWB podcast series as it just released earlier this evening. And at the same time, subscribe, rate, review, share all episodes of the HFWB podcast series to whoever may need it, whether it's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, or and of course, tune into all the resources available on the HFWB Gumroad store. You got Nighttime Sanctuary Volume Pack, Volume 1, 2, and 3. More volumes of that coming soon, filled with guided meditations, poetry readings, you name it. Take it with you on the go. Also have the HFWB Success Planner, the Meal Prep Plan Guide, my Glow Up Journal, more products on the way. I promise y'all that. Get audiobooks, Fitness Mirage, and Infinity Chakra Journey Within on the HFWB Gumroad store as well. I just wanted to say, these all the tools that I'm mentioning them for a specific reason because quite honestly, this is the main reason why I designed them and put them together to begin with. I want to help you organize your goals and prepare your meals, reflect on your progress, or keep your personal growth moving because I would want somebody to do that for me if I had the opportunity to take advantage of it. So I'm willing to make myself the vessel to where it can be done. That's the main reason why I want to do that. So definitely take advantage of that. That's all that I'm saying. Take advantage of all these resources and share it with someone who may need to take advantage of it just as much as we do, because it's all about going through what you go through, finding room for improvement, and becoming the best version of ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually here within the cave within. And that's how we continue to come in hot every single time. As we close tonight's crown chakra session, I want you to remember You are allowed to pause, reconnect, and return to yourself. You are more than the noise around you, and you are more than the stress you carry today. And as a friendly reminder, if this space helped breathe easier from start to finish, subscribe kicks.com/ Mr. Did Not Give Up 44. Appreciate everybody who's watching this live. And also subscribe to my Rumble channel at CPHFWB44, where you can watch all the replays of the Cave Within. Because either way, your support keeps creating this sense of inspirational empowerment that allows me to come to you, the Cave Within. And speaking of the Cave Within, I've been your guide, Clifton Pope of the Cave Within. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. This was once more for the restless souls, the night healers, the deep feelers, and for those just returning to themselves. It's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. Grateful that I've been able to make a difference and make an impact on just one person at a time, one day at a time, because for me, that's all it takes. And as long as I do that, done my job. Until next time on the next broadcast of The Cave Within, breathe deeply, rest gently, and carry a little more stillness with you into the night. This is Clifton Pope. This is The Cave Within, and this has been your live digital sanctuary for a balanced fusion of poetry, meditation, and stillness. Have a wonderful night, family. Next, peace and love.